Hello guys, welcome to this 2015 Mercedes CLA250 engineered by AMG. So this is like the GTIs of CLAs and A-classes. So this particular model is a pre-facelift, so before 2016. So in 2016 it comes with a few changes like the bumper, lights, rear lights, front lights, and a few other interior differences like the entertainment system, the screen size, things like that. So this particular model is a four-wheel drive, so they call it the 4MATIC, that's what Mercedes call it, 4MATIC all-wheel drive, and it is front-wheel drive bias, so most of the time it feels like a front-wheel drive car, but it has a four-wheel drive system in place. There's also the DCT model, so dual clutch transmission, so automatic gearbox, and it does come with this model so CLA250 does come with a manual front wheel drive model, which is a lot cheaper. So let's talk about the performance figures. So this has a 211 bhp, 258 torque, 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with turbo. It does 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds, and it goes up to 148 miles per hour. So the facelift model, which is 2016 and onwards, the 0 to 60 time is a bit quicker, and the horsepower is 218. 0 to 60 is 6.4, and it does 155 miles per hour. So it's a bit more faster, but not by much, just a little bit. So the main competition for this car is Golf GTI, BMW 125i. They both have around 218 bhp. They both do around 6.5 seconds. I think the BMW does 6.2, it's a bit more faster, but only by a few milliseconds. I don't know if you'll feel that on the road like that. They do both about 151 miles per hour top speed. So in terms of performance, this car really doesn't stand out from the other two competition. Also, the other two cars are two-wheel drive, so the Golf is front-wheel drive and the BMW is rear-wheel drive, whereas this car is four-wheel drive. There is another four-wheel drive hatchback, which is a Audi A3 2-liter TFSI quattro engine, not the S3, the one below that basically. That one is quattro. It got about 184 bhp. It does 0 to 60 in about 6.2 seconds, so it's a bit quicker. The top speed is, I think, is around 146, so it's a bit slower in terms of the top speed, but not by much. Now, why does the CLA stand out? Is one of the main reasons is design. So Golf, BMW, even the Audi, they're all regular hatchback. They all look like regular hatchback. So if you want something a bit more exclusive, a bit more striking to look at, CLA is basically the best choice. Another thing is where CLA stand out is the resale value. This car holds its value very well. So my friend bought this car about 2 years ago, and he bought it for around 18k. Around the mileage was around 40k, and if you have a look at Auto Trader, it's still the same price. So it holds its value very good, unlike the other competitors. So some of the disadvantage of this CLA is basically it's not really faster than any of its competitors. So in terms of performance, yeah, you're not buying something that's pretty much faster in figures. You know, in paper, it's not really that faster than the other cars. It's a four-wheel drive system, but it's a front-wheel drive bias, which is another disadvantage. Yes, it's four-wheel drive, but most of the time it feels like driving a front-wheel drive car, which is pretty much the same as a quattro, Audi A3 quattro, not the RS models, but the Audi A3 quattros are pretty much the same. It drives like a front-wheel drive car, so there's not much out there that's better. So yeah, another disadvantage is the rear headroom space. So the design, the sloping roof design does come with is 4 bags, so which is, you know, if you're 6 foot, sitting in the back is pretty cramped. For me, I'm 5'7", I can say fine, it's no problem. Also depends on who's sitting in the front. So, you know, if someone's putting the seat all the way back, yeah, there's not much space up in the back. And also the seats and smaller windows can make you feel a bit claustrophobic in there. So it's quite dark. And you can't even see out the front because of the seats, the headrest, the way it's shaped. But yeah, it's not just this CLA250 issue, it's just a CLA. And the AMG line, you know, is not as specific to this model, this engine. Another specific disadvantage is that this infotainment system doesn't come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I'm sure you can get it retrofitted at your local dealer, but it doesn't come as standard, so it's you know, you can't really connect your car other than Bluetooth. Of course, you can play music through Bluetooth and things like that. Also, if you do buy the pre-facelift model, it comes with really small screen. It's ridiculous how small the screen is. It's very bad graphics and things like that. So this one is a 2015 model, but it's sort of late 2015, so it comes with a upgraded screen and bigger screen, and infotainment system. The software is newer, which is a lot better compared to the old one. If it's very outdated, the older models. Another thing that's worth mentioning is the Mercedes service plan. So I had a look online on their website to sort of get a quote for the service plan, and from what I've checked, so like 2 services it cost about $980, and 3 services it cost about $1,440. So that's minor and major services, so service A and service B. So service A being minor service, service B being major service. And yeah, it's fairly expensive. That's the quote that I got online for this car when I put the number plate in. However, my friend that is the owner of this car, he told me they quoted around $1,200 for a service with no major work. I have no idea why £200 for not for no major work and just a service. And this is just an oil change or a couple of filters change, you know. And I had a look around for Mercedes specialist and found that Mercedes specialists charge about £175 for service A, so that minor service, and $245 for the service B, so the major service. These are all with genuine parts, so it's a lot cheaper with the independent Mercedes specialist. So definitely I would recommend that. I mean, the only place you're spending a lot of money on is basically the labor charge. They're all same parts, it's just the labor charge is crazy expensive. That's how Mercedes charges you. So I would definitely recommend finding a Mercedes specialist and doing service with them and just stick to them. It's the best way out. Otherwise you'll be paying ridiculous amount for labor charge, you know, per hourly labor charge. Another thing I wanted to mention was the tuning of this engine. The Golf VW back groups, Audi, VW, do have a very good aftermarket remap companies like Revo and APR, and Golf GTI. You can easily, with a remap, you can get up to 300 bhp. Yeah, it's not four-wheel drive, so all that 300 bhp is on the front-wheel drive. I had a look around. There's a company called Race Chip, and they charge about £500. So what their remap it does is increase of 31 bhp, so it will take up to from 211 to 242 bhp. Another good thing about that is that this company gives you a 2-year warranty on the engine after the remap. So if anything goes wrong, you know, if you're keeping the car for 2 years, problem solved. And this is just a plug and play system, so you just plug it into your ECU and it's done. And yeah, it comes with 2-year warranty on the engine, So it's not much you need to worry about. So if you're looking for tuning, you can always just have a look it up. The company is called Race Chip, and they cover pretty much all the cars. So that's something worth looking at if you want a bit more kind of performance out of this engine. Just to summarize it, so what's the appeal of this CLA250? First, I would say is the striking looks. So unlike its competition, which are very subtle looking cars, like the Golf GTI or the BMW i125i or the Audi A3, they're all very subtle cars. So if it's something that you're looking for that's subtle, those are better options. But this car, it stands out from the crowd. So I think the looks of it is definitely an appeal of this car, of getting this car. The second, what I would say, is the resale value. It has a very strong resale value in the market, so you won't lose much money out by the time you're selling it. And the third, what I would say, is the all-wheel drive system. The Golf or the BMW doesn't have the all-wheel drive system. Yes, the Audi has it, but it doesn't have that good combination of things, the good resale value and the way it looks and things like that. So yeah, I would sum it up as these three things. Yes, it doesn't stand out in terms of performance wise, but it definitely does have its good points. It's a good looking all-wheel drive car that keeps its value, and I think that's, to summarize it up, that's the appeal of this car.